In this devotional, I'm going to share with you 3 thoughts from Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 6, where I'll ask the question, why should I read Proverbs? Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 6 says, "The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance, to understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles." The book of Proverbs is a collection of wisdom sayings, and some of them are quite short to be just a couple of lines, but some of them are rather long. And the whole point is to be a collection of wisdom that anybody can pick up, glance at, and learn how to become more wise in just a few words. Some of these proverbs, they are simple, yet all of them are profound. They have an amazing depth within each and every one, showing us the great gift that God had granted to Solomon when he gave him that special gift of wisdom. So here are 3 thoughts from Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 6, answering the question, why should I read Proverbs? Thought number 1, to know wisdom. I think everybody in the world wants to be wise. Don't we all want to one day be that person that's able to share with the youth around them, be they their own children or grandchildren or just someone they can have some influence over, and share with them the things that they have learned along the way? So maybe they don't have to suffer so much like you have once suffered. So maybe they can live through their lives without making all the same mistakes and errors. We like the idea of knowing wisdom, because we know that if we are wise, if we have higher moral understanding in the world, that our lives are innately better. Well, Solomon provides this for us in the Proverbs. These collected wisdom sayings are wisdom that have lasted through the ages. These are things that are true by their very nature. And as we go and learn them, then we are gaining in wisdom and are able to lead better lives from a moral perspective, having known them. Thought number 2, to receive instruction. Receive instruction. How many people want to receive instruction? Well, I think all of us do, as long as the instruction is coming in a way that we can palate, in a way that we can really digest. We all want to learn new things, don't we? We want to receive the instruction of those who actually know something more than us. This is why we study. This is why we watch little videos like this, is we're hoping that the person who has created it or the person who is sharing it is able to instruct us in a way that is beneficial to us. Well, and this is precisely what Solomon is doing, and this is why you should read the Proverbs, because he is providing instruction to all those who read it to have greater wisdom in the world. And since Solomon was given this great, wondrous wisdom from God, we can trust that the things that are here in this book, they are true and they are applicable, even if we're applying them 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years later. The book is written in such a way that it's innately applicable to every walk of life, regardless of culture or ethnicity or upbringing. These principles that are shared here in the book of Proverbs instruct us on how to properly live our lives. Thought number 3, to obtain guidance. We all need guidance. We all need guidance from those who have gone on before us. It's only by listening to their guidance, by accepting their direction, that we can avoid some of the pitfalls that they have gone through. And to the degree that we're able to obtain this guidance, that's the degree that we're able to have the benefit of their experience without experiencing the same suffering that they have gone through. This is why we need to obtain guidance from people who are more wise than us. We acknowledge that Solomon is more wise than we are because he was gifted by God this wondrous wisdom that he shares with us here in the book of Proverbs. So we want to obtain guidance. We want to obtain direction. We want to be shown the right way to go in this life. So we read Proverbs. And what you'll find is that as we read through the book of Proverbs, is that all of these sayings, even though they're ancient, they are still true. They're still applicable. And if you apply these principles to your life is less prone to suffering and is far more pleasing to God. These three thoughts come from the assigned reading of Proverbs chapter 1. If you'd like to read through the Bible with me, you can do so by subscribing to this channel, by clicking on the link in the description, or by joining the Facebook group Through the Bible, where we are reading the text of Scripture together.